I suppose my first question is, I assume that you welcome this decision to remove these royal titles?
Well, I think so. It's not everything in terms of a measure of justice. It's some consequence. It's very disturbing that the reason given is that somehow it's a distraction. The idea that Jeffrey Epstein, for example, victimized children, molested children, sex trafficked children, and Virginia Dufresne's allegations are just a distraction that will continue, I think is an insult, frankly, to victims, because really what it's saying is it's continued bad PR for the monarchy. Well, what about the victims? Again, for many years, I have urged Prince Andrew, and unfortunately, he's still Prince Andrew, even though he's no longer a duke. To speak to law enforcement, urged him to. The United States Attorney for New York urged him to. He's never done it. He just has kept his silence. But this is following him because the story is still alive in the United States. And so it's going to continue because not only did the victims, and many of them still want some justice in the criminal courts, not only do they want justice in civil matters, but they would like the truth to come out. Truth, transparency, accountability. And he has not helped to give the truth about crimes that were committed against children. He can say, I don't know anything about it, but he was there. He was residing in the Manhattan residence of Jeffrey Epstein for some time. He resided in other residences. He visited Little St. James Island. Why won't he tell what he knows? If he thinks it will help, let's leave that to law enforcement to decide.
Of course, and he's denied that he's done anything wrong, even though, as you say, he had that relationship, that friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Just in terms of the practicalities of this, there's no way to force him to give evidence, is there, or to talk to law enforcement in the United States, in essence, is there?
No, he can't be forced to do it, but he should volunteer to do it. He was residing at some points in a crime scene. What did he know? When did he know it? Did he have any part in it? Maybe he didn't, maybe he did. But I think, the typical person, who is involved in a crime scene would say, of course, I'll speak to law enforcement. I'll tell what I know. It might not help them, but I'm happy to say whatever I saw and let them decide. Why should a person who is a prince think that he doesn't have to do what we urge other members of the public? A butcher, a baker, a factory worker, a secretary, a president of a corporation. Why is he declining to do it? Why does he have to hide behind, his thought perhaps, I can't be forced to do it? Why should that even be an issue? It's the truth that has to come out. If he has nothing to hide, why doesn't he speak to law enforcement? Why doesn't he call the FBI? Why doesn't he call Homeland Security? Why doesn't he contact members of Congress who are still seeking all of the Epstein files? This is a drip by drip kind of a test, but he knows that he could help, but he's not willing to do it. So, all right, I'm happy about this small consequence that he has to pay, no longer a duke. But look, he's living a privileged life while many victims are still suffering from the harm that was done by many people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
It was interesting what you said earlier, Gloria, if I can just pick up on it. We heard from Virginia Dufresne's family saying that they felt this was a form of vindication, if you like. You seem to be suggesting that in many ways it might let him off the hook, that essentially that many people might look at the loss of royal titles as punishment enough, if you like, for Prince Andrew. Do you feel that this decision, this punishment, might let him off the hook?
Look, let him off the hook. This is not going away, even though he's no longer a duke and Sarah Ferguson is no longer a duchess. It's not going away. I'm very victim oriented. I represented 27 victims of Jeffrey Epstein, and it's not going away. And it's, by the way, the one thing that the American people have in common and are united on is that that Democrats, Republicans, independents show in every poll they think the truth should come out. They want to know everything in the Epstein files. That's another battle that's being fought. There are people being interviewed by congressional committees. Why does he think he shouldn't do it? There is no answer, and that's why. To hide behind the fact that he's in the UK, there's no way to rationalize this. There's no way to justify it. Look, I'm happy for any consequence he has to pay, or any other person against whom there are allegations, and they are allegations. But the fact that Virginia is down deceased, may she rest in peace, doesn't mean it's over for Prince Andrew. It's not over. More will come to leak out, and we'll have to see, are there other consequences he should have to pay?
OK. Gloria, we appreciate your time this evening here on Sky News. That's Gloria Allred there. And we should obviously reiterate that, thank you, that Prince Andrew does deny those allegations and of doing any wrongdoing.